Welcome everyone to another episode of Bruvcast. I'm Raj.
I'm Mick.
What's going on, man?
What's going on, man?
I know you're a little bit frustrated because our sound connection is not working today, bro.
Every time we're on time, we're not on time because
I mean, it happened last week. It
down.
happened last week's episode.
Yeah.
It sounded like you were dialing in from somewhere else, bro.
I know. The guest probably thought, why is this guy talking over me?
Hopefully it survives this episode and the sync is working, but it's been crazy. So how's it going, man? Episode number 45, bruv. That's a
45
big milestone.
It is, man. Do you know what? It's jokes when your episode's past how old you are.
Yeah, I know. Our episode Bruvcast is out older than we are in terms of episode.
Way past how
way, bro. Bro, you know what? Yeah, you know when your dad used to watch TV shows of actors and stuff that he's seen over the years. Did he ever used to say that line? I can take you.
Yeah, man. It's like both parents do that as well, though, isn't it?
Yeah, bro. But you know what? I find myself saying that now.
It's true, though. It's true. I said that same thing to myself when I saw. You remember Gok Wan? Is it Gok Wan?
Yeah,
The fashion person. I saw him on. I was watching some YouTube video and there was an advert of him that came up, and I was thinking the exact same thing. Gok Wan was like, remember how young he was? As in, he doesn't look old, but he can obviously we all age, right?
Time spares no one, bruv. Someone will be looking at us and be like, these men look like cacas now.
Standard. That's exactly what it is, bruv. Time spares no one.
Yeah. No, but I was saying that because I was watching this it was an interview, Dr. Dre. So he had a new, I don't know if you saw it, but he had this he got a plaque, like a star, a Hollywood Hall of Fame star, right?
On the floor.
On the floor, yeah. And then
Walk of Fame.
Yeah, Walk of Fame, that's it. And then they did this an interview with him afterwards on the Jimmy Kimmel show.
Yeah.
So he was there, Snoop was there, and then Curtis Jackson, right, 50 Cent. But then, like, when Dr. Dre came on, bruv, I was like, bruv. In my mind, Dr. Dre is just the same, bruv, because his music is timeless, so you just expect him to be the same as he was,
He's 2001 Dre, isn't it? Bouncing up and down in that hydraulic.
Exactly, bro. The Cadillac.
Impala, whatever it is. The Cadillac.
Bruv,
yeah. I like how you name dropped Curtis rather than 50, bro. You just said Curtis Jones, 50 Cent?
Curtis Jackson, isn't it? Curtis Jackson. I'm on a first name basis with him, bro.
Curtis Jackson is 50 Cent in the suit, isn't it? Because he's in a suit these days. He's professional.
He's a producer, isn't he? He's like a businessman, bro. He's
more than an entrepreneur now.
Yeah, he's become bigger than 50 Cent, man. I think 50 Cent is just the rap personality, but he's a mogul now, isn't he? So you got to kind of give him those props, bro. Yeah. He was that on that show, they were basically talking about like the success of like what Dr. Dre has done, all the impact that he's had. And then Snoop came out, obviously in his trademark style. And, bro, they are recording a new album after 30 years. Like, Snoop and Dre haven't done an album since Doggy Style. So they got a new album coming out this year.
That is mad.
Yeah. Do you know what it's called?
No.
So the first album was called Doggy Style, yeah? This next album is called Missionary, bro.
Nice.
Yeah. So
it's gonna sell out. It's already gonna sell out, bro.
I hope so. Yeah. I just don't know. I think rap music has changed so much now. So I don't know if it's gonna still appeal to the same. Is it gonna appeal to the same audience? Is it gonna appeal to the new audience?
It's not even just rap music. The world has changed, isn't it? So you're right, though. It's not the same.
The sound's not the same, right? The sound is not the same as it was. At least when we were growing up, like when we were bumping Dre 2001, the Chronic 2001, that was a completely different sound to what you're hearing now, man. Like
the flow has changed, right?
Yeah, I think some bits are different, some bits are similar that you can recognize it, but then a lot of it is just kind of very, very new. So yeah, it was interesting. I'm curious to see what that album is. Do you remember that album 2001?
Yeah,
that album. What does that remind you of?
GCSEs.
Yeah, yeah, bro. It reminds me of me revising mathematics.
Yeah, that reminds me of GCSEs, and so does X by Exhibit. I don't know why. It just reminds me of
X.
Yeah, it wasn't a banger, but it's just one of those tunes that just stays in your head, didn't it? You know when you go to school and you're like X. I was like,
Did you have Walkman?
I had a Walkman, a wire one. Remember a wire?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but that's what I called it.
Wire? Hold on, wait, no. I thought you meant a Walkman with a wired.
No. AIWA? What was it? AWIA?
Oh, Iowa.
Iowa, that's it. Yeah.
Oh shit! What happened to that brand?
That brand. I don't know, man. But
that was meant to be like I think that was like good quality, wasn't it?
It was all right.
It was better than I
mean, Sony was
the gold standard, bro.
Was the Champions League, bro.
They invented it. They invented the Walkman.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I did get an upgrade. You had this as well, to be fair. I remember when I hit college, my dad went to America, and I was like, he asked me if I wanted anything. And I didn't think he'd be able to get it anyway, to be fair, because I didn't think he'd understand. But I was like, I want a mini disc player.
Oh, bro, that's dangerous. Asking your dad to pick you something up like that. You could be coming back with anything, bro.
Well, to be fair, he got it, yeah, but it was in the most like flamboyant color ever. I wanted silver or black. Yeah, he got the that goldy orange you get, the organza kind of. Yeah. So it was all right. It wasn't girly, to be fair, but you know what it was. It did. Beggars can't be choosers, man. You got it in it at the end of the day, innit? But I got jacked for that too, man.
They got jacked? What, in the cemetery?
Yeah. No. Just on my way home.
Oh my god, bro. Fucking hell, man.
I was like, Layla.
I don't want to trouble.
The thing is, it's not the obviously I didn't get another one, because those damn thing bloody expensive at that time. But it wasn't fair enough that they wanted the Discman. Was it called Discman? It was called a disc. No, it wasn't called a disc. That was a CD.
Discman was a CD.
This was a mini disc. Yeah,
came afterwards.
It was. I remember I was like, let me take my mini disc out of there, though.
You asked if you could have. What did they say? Did they comply?
Yeah, obviously they were taking my bloody mini disc, bro. The least they could do is give me your
mixtape.
My mini disc that I took, that I obviously ripped off bloody Kazaa or whatever it was, using the mini disc software. Yeah, man.
But it was so long because you'd have to get your tracks and you'd have to convert them, and then you had to upload them onto the mini disc, right? It was like effort.
It was
to create that.
Mean, yeah, and I didn't want to go through that, but I never got that mini disc. Unfortunately, never got played again, bro, because I never. I was too shook to tell my dad he got his jacked in it, so I was like, that's done, isn't it? That era, the mini disc era, rest in peace, man. It ended early, bro. And then I saw you when we moved into Kensal for first year of uni. I remember I was like, this guy's got this silver bloody Discman, and I was like, he's got the whole remote and everything. Fucking prick.
Oh, you feeling like you're missing your old one?
Yeah.
I remember that. That was when 50's album came out. 50's album to me is first year of uni, and the Chronic is like GCSE time.
50's album, what was it? Get Rich or Die, right?
Yeah.
That was a bit of like the final year of college. The summer, and it was a bit of start of, because I remember obviously Birthday came out, innit?
Yeah.
What was it called? What was that track called? It's Your Birthday, innit? That was it, right?
In the Club,
that's it. I don't even know the bloody track is anymore, but anyway, In the Club, and then Wankster. Do you remember Wankster?
Oh, Wankster's a tune. That's still a tune, still a banger.
Yeah, when Wankster came out, and then it was 21 Questions.
Oh yeah, no, was 21 Questions on the same album?
I don't know. Was it not?
I don't know. I feel like that might have been on. Oh, but maybe it was the same album. I mean, that album was phenomenal, man. So in that interview, Dre talks about it, and he was like, the way that they decided to do 50's debut album was Eminem was going to do the one half, and then Dr. Dre was going to do one half, and he was like, producing it, and he was like, me and 50 were in the studio for 7 days, and I got my half done. 7 days, bruv. In 7 days, he made half of that album, which still bangs today.
Banged it out.
Crazy.
And it's basically he made gold, platinum.
He made history. He made history in 7 days. And
Mad.
we're marrying gun for fucking 45 weeks, bro.
We're not even trying to make, like world history. Yeah, we're trying to make local history in a company. We're limiting about people.
Local. We're making history in the ends, bro. We're not even. I don't even think we're crossing the river now. We are crossing the river. We are. It's actually crazy to see how many, bro. It's random. Like I was looking at the stats, and there's like countries all over the world. I don't know whether it's one person or a handful of people, but there are people listening to Bruvcast. Like I counted like 30 different countries. So if you're tuning in and you're not from the UK, thank you for your support, and please keep sharing the podcast to all your friends and family and everyone in between.
No, exactly. It makes a massive difference. And thank you for listening as well, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think for today's episode, one thing that I thought would be a good idea, because we've been getting so much good feedback and questions as well from the listeners, that we would just go with the audience questions and audience Q&A. So, shall we start with that?
Let's go, man. It's going to be controversial, isn't it?
It is, because it's some of it's picking up where we left off. We should have pulled Cyril back in on this one, because some of it relates to his episode, man. The daughter-in-laws, bro.
Basically, ask him the question, tell him to answer it, put him in the firing line.
I might just send him a voice note, like, bro, can you answer this question, and then give us a quick response back. Okay, so this is more of a, I guess it's more of a comment or a reflection of that episode. This has all come on the anonymous form, so we don't know who has sent this out. So they say, even more than being treated like a daughter. Actually, let me back up. The episode that this refers to is, are daughter-in-laws truly treated like daughters? And then to that, there's this response: even more than being treated like a daughter, you never feel like you belong. They are a whole new family with different ways of being that you actually never feel fully comfortable and feel like an outsider yourself. Anyway, it would help if mother-in-laws didn't turn everything into a dig and a competition to be better than you, especially, in all caps, when it comes to the kitchen. Lol. Although you're not interested in competing. Even as a size 8, I got body shamed and told not to eat too much around a national holiday time because I'll put on weight and my wedding outfit wouldn't fit me. The other daughter-in-law gets treated so kindly and she is just perfect in their eyes. There is a lot to unpack in that comment, bro.
That was like a 3-part, bro. Okay, hold on. We're going to go back, yeah?
All right.
So that last bit, the other, so is this an instance where there's two daughters?
So, okay, there's layers here, okay? So the first layer is basically, you never actually feel fully comfortable and you're always feeling like an outsider, right? There's another whole piece where there's mother-in-laws turning everything into a dig and a competition, especially when it comes to the kitchen. And then there's another piece around body shaming, not to eat too much around a holiday because you put on weight, your wedding outfit won't fit you. And then there's another layer around there's a difference in treatment depending on the daughter-in-law. So there is two, like you're saying, there's two daughter-in-laws, and one is treated, it sounds like she's treated differently, fairly, compared to the other one. So I mean, this is like a whole episode, bro.
Yeah. And it's all valid as well, right? These kind of things can happen. Do you want to go with the first layer first? Let's tackle the first layer.
Okay. So
this is like a layered salad, bro. Yeah.
This is a salad.
7-layer salad. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a 4-layered, bro.
Okay. Let's see how far.
Missing.
Let's see how far we get into it, because there's some more mother-in-law feedback, bro. Okay. So you never feel like you belong. They're a whole new family with different ways of being that you actually never feel fully comfortable, and you feel like an outsider. I mean, that was kind of what we were getting at in that episode, right? We were talking about how it can be challenging to integrate into a family because of all the reasons that we mentioned, right? Like, you have your own way of living, and then you're now all of a sudden having to adjust, sometimes living with your in-laws, or sometimes just being more around others.
What's your thoughts though
about them not feeling like an outsider?
Yeah, how would you tackle that?
I mean, this to me is what we were saying, right? Like, the way that you would tackle this is the onus is with the son, right? He's the one who has to step up. The responsibility of family integration lies with him. No one else is going to do it, right? Like, if he's not doing it, no one's going to do it. And there may be situations where he is trying and he's doing it and the family's not doing that. But in those situations, I think he just has to step up and be like, well, you guys need to accept her or whatnot. I mean, it's very generic for me to say this because I don't know all the ins and outs of it. But I can imagine it being like, frustrating.
I agree as well. But what if that person is already what if the son is already doing it? Is already doing what his bit, but because if this, I'm going to go back to this analogy. Yeah, you join a new team, yeah, at work or whatever. One person makes you feel welcome, but the other 5 in your team don't. You're still going to feel like an outsider, right?
You are going to feel like an outsider, but the one person that is making you feel welcome, it's their absolute responsibility to make sure that you are welcomed.
I mean, yeah, but I think it's everyone's responsibility in that household to make them feel welcome. But also, it's the onus is to meet 50. It's a 50-50 thing, isn't it? You need to meet halfway, in it, yeah. And also, when someone moves in, they're not going to instantly know, how things are run in that house, and it doesn't mean they have to be that way. Change is always for some. Do you know what? I think that's what it is as well. I feel like in our community, we're not. Sometimes they don't want to change certain things, right? There's as you get older, how many times have things changed in your life, your day to day?
Constantly, man.
Yeah, constantly, right? And we just accept. I think we in this day and age, right? We adapt to change. It obviously we do go against the grain when naturally, humans hate change, but I think we live in a world where change is always normal now. So I don't know, when you're going into a household, those are the 4 people living in there. I'm just saying 4 people, but they're probably like, they don't have to change for anything. They don't have to. They're in their comfort, aren't they? But that one person, like we spoke about this, right, where we said, oh, everything changes for them. So I think 4 people living in the house where someone else coming in, they need to be a bit more forthcoming. And I'm not saying you got to meet halfway, and the person moving in has to meet him halfway as well in terms of adapting to certain change as well. So I just think the onus should be on everyone to actually make that change as seamless as possible. And in a perfect world, nothing's seamless, man. There's always going to be teething problems in it, and for about at least a year until you feel like you've adapted. But again, you adapting to how people live doesn't really mean you're truly accepted as well. You could do everything, bro. You could be immaculate in the way you run things, yeah, but it doesn't mean you'll ever truly be accepted. Because it's a feeling, isn't it? Being accepted is a
feeling.
Is a feeling.
Someone could say that you're accepted, and they could be doing everything, but if you don't feel it, you don't feel it, man. Even if this person is doing everything that they can to say you are part of the family, and I see you and everything.
Your actions, it's your actions that make that person feel. It's not just saying it; it's your actions. Sorry, I cut you off there.
I think you're right. I think it goes both ways. I think you need to be open to like seeing it from the other perspective, right? Whether you're the daughter-in-law or the mother-in-law.
Yeah. 100%.
But the thing here from this comment, which is like, it just doesn't sound like a great setup, because there's that whole thing of just feeling like an outsider, right? Fine, that is part of it, but I think because there's all these other things going on, it just amplifies everything. Like if there's another daughter-in-law who's getting treated differently, if there's body shaming going on, if there's some kind of weird competition of like things that are going on in the kitchen, like that's a lot. I mean, that's like constant, bruv. So
let's move on to no, go on.
So that's what I'm saying. I think that this is like, I don't think you could just pick one piece of this, because I think this is all linked up.
Definitely. And let's move on to the competition thing, which was next.
The competition thing's next.
Yeah. Where do you think that derives from?
I mean, that's there, bro. We're fucking good Jews are competitive as fuck, man.
I'll tell you something.
Always something, man. There's always going to be that. And that happens. That happens in every aspect of life, bro. Like, I'm not condoning any of it, but I'm saying that it's inherent in our nature to be competitive. And you see a whole new side of that with daughter-in-law, mother-in-law dynamic, because there's so many things you're competing for. And one of those things is your son's attention, love, time, respect, right? And that's going to open up a can of worms, bro, because how do you get all of those things? Well, food is one of those ways, right? And then, is probably why there's so much things happening here in this kitchen situation. Well, even though you're not interested in competing, right? So she's saying, I'm not interested in competing.
But I think what someone's trying to do is mark the territory, saying that I gave birth to this person, yeah? At the end of the day, I fed him. He likes my food better. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, which is messed up, man.
And I'll tell you something, yeah? At the end of the day, 9 times out of 10, the son don't care who cooked the food as long as the food is on the table, yeah? He appreciates it, but he's not going to be like giving out extra bloody merit,
Nah,
there's always one person looking.
There's not going to be like an award ceremony at the end of the week.
But there's going to be validation from one party saying, "Do you like this?" in front of the person who's not cooked,
bro. Majavi. And then all the other one would be, if they're not the one cooking, those kind of digs, bro. Guess what? That's fucked, bro. Because imagine this, yeah. Like you've gone to work and you're coming home. You're deciding to cook for the family, right? Because you're not just going to cook for the two of you. And again, I'm assuming that you're living with the in-laws in this situation, and then you cook this food, and either you have a situation where one of the family members decides that they don't want to eat it for whatever reason, or you have a family member who eats it but then gives you a little comment about it. Bro, I will be fucking vexed, man, if that was me, because it's like, hold on, I'm cooking for you, man. Like, I think there's just a lack of respect if you're in a situation where you're using someone's like cooking to attack them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. There's a way of doing it.
I don't think there is a way of doing it. I don't think you should do it at all, bro. Like, why?
What in terms of saying to someone that you put too much salt? I mean, you know what? Do you know when you're able to do that?
Yeah? When it's genuinely from a place of love, bro. Yeah, and it's kind of
But you can't tell someone there's too much. No, you can't tell someone there's too much salt in their food from a place of love. Yeah, it's not, and I'm not saying it's always going to be an attack. But do you know when you can actually tell someone the negative side of things in that situation? When you have built up a relationship so deep with that person that that they know when you say it, it's not to bring them down. It's just
not
an
attack.
Them.
Yeah.
It's a two-way thing. It's a two-way thing.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like your mom telling you put too much in this, right?
No, it's like Nish telling me, "Oh, Nish, Mick, you put too much salt in here." It's not because she's not trying to bring me down, but she's just she asks me all the time, "Have I put too much salt in here?" And just give her the honest thing. It's not, she cooks me every day. I eat it, bro. That, I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? At the end of the day. So I think, and that's the thing. I think with, in this situation, if you haven't built that kind of rapport with someone, then don't say anything. just don't say anything. Look at the positives, that at least she comes home and, is willing to cook for everyone. And
which she doesn't have to do.
Exactly. It's true. But it could work both ways, innit? I remember we had this thing as well, right? What was that? What was the reverse? And we'll go into that after.
What reverse?
The reverse. Remember what we said? Oh, let's peel back the next layer.
All right. Okay. So the next layer of the salad is Even as a size 8, I still got body shamed and told not to eat too much around a national holiday time because I'll put on weight and my wedding outfit won't fit me. Bruv, if you saw an auntie, right, at a brasung, at a wedding, or you rocked up to someone's house, right, and they're either your in-laws or they're just any fucking auntie, right, and you said, "Dheko moto lage."
First of all, man, you can't even use that terminology because you. The moment you drop that, that's an onslaught. You didn't know how to say it politely, did you?
No, I wouldn't. What the fuck, bruv? You're talking about it's body shaming, bruv. Why would you do it? Why would you? You can't. It's double standards, bruv. You would not expect anyone to turn around to you and, make a comment about your appearance or your weight. Furthermore, give you advice about what you should and shouldn't eat and connect that to an upcoming off, man. Bruv, I just don't like.
I agree.
I don't like that. I think it's inappropriate. It's disrespectful. And whoever's the one that's dishing that out wouldn't like it if someone told them that their ass was too big.
That's why they're doing it, because in our community, it's normal to use that as a defense mechanism and be on the front foot.
It's true, bruv. I mean, Bhavin said it last week. He was saying when you go to weddings and stuff, the first thing is get lo suka gyoch. It's a standard, bro. It's like your standard things that they establish. When you're seeing someone. We spoke about this in an earlier episode where it's I've had people when I've been with my dad because he has a stick. They're like, "So lakri for Osho." It's just like, what can I say about your physical appearance that is belittling you? I think that's what it is. I don't understand why else you would pick up on something that is, that someone might be self-conscious of. Maybe they're not, and maybe they're completely fine in themselves. But there might be some self-consciousness about that, and it's so common, bro. It's so common.
Yeah, it's like, how can I make this person feel inferior before, because I feel inferior to them somehow. So
do you think that's what it is, though? This comment it looks like it's just one chess match, bro, and it's like these are like all the different weapons that can be used to make someone feel inferior and kind of exert authority.
Well, if someone is really a happy person, doesn't do any harm to anyone else, it's just walking around bare haps, yeah? There's always someone who's going to come along and be like, this guy's bare happy, man. I don't like that shit. I'm going to ruin his fucking day. Even being happy is basically, there's a reason you're happy, whatever it is, yeah?
Which is so sad, man. Why can't you let people be happy, bruv? Why can't you let people be happy? So they're bringing that happiness into your son's life, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, exactly. And also, like it's food. It is what it is. Like, it's, everyone's, it's weird. You know what it feels like? It feels like as soon as someone's on the verge of getting married, yeah, you've got two people looking after one person's body, yourself and your mother-in-law.
There's no need for the mother-in-law to be looking after it, though, bruv.
You know why? Because they are, and you know where this comes from as well? People might, say, oh, it comes from a place of love because they just want them to look good for their wedding, yeah? But for them, if they're comfortable that they're how they look for their wedding, that's enough, right?
It only matters to the person themselves, bruv.
Yeah, but in this case, I just feel it's like, oh, I hope she doesn't eat too much here, because if she gains a bit of weight, then what are everyone going to say of what kind of daughter-in-law we brought into the house in terms of, like, it's just, gain a bit of weight. As sad as it is, I hate it. I don't even like those words coming out of my mouth.
But it's probably what it is. It's probably what it is, which is
image.
Yeah, keeping up appearances, man.
It's not a trophy. The person, not a trophy. It's a person. It's a person. Yeah, they have rights over their own body and whatever they want to do and whatever they want to eat, like everyone else does.
Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna stop her from eating fucking ladwa, are you? Like, you're not gonna snatch the plate of benda out of your mother-in-law's hands and be like, no, both take you.
It's just
it's messed up, man.
And also, do you know what? That one comment can put a negative in the wrong person. Yeah, anyone who's not as not resilient, because I don't like saying resilient, but anyone's got that mindset where they feel like they have to people please. Yeah, when I please their mother-in-law, it will go from not having that one meal, to not. Do you understand what I mean? Like not eating certain things.
Think about it like that. Because if you're new to the family, you want to make a good impression, and you want people to like you, because this is now going to be your family. Like it or not, you're going to be in and around these people for the rest of your life. So you do want to start on the right foot. But if you're hearing this kind of stuff, it's like, you could take it to the extreme, and like, I'll be like, I'm not going to eat anything now because I want to make sure that, which is, I mean, that's just unhealthy.
To the person to the person who's saying it, it's just words, but the person who might be taking it in, it could be a lifetime of like, I don't know, just detriment to them. It could, you don't know how much words can damage you from the wrong person.
Yeah, it's true.
Like once it's left your tongue, like my dad always says this because I'm a culprit of this, but once it's left your tongue, you can't take it back, innit?
It's out there.
And when it gets to the extreme, it's out there. When that person actually has the courage, after years of damage or whatever it's done to them or whatever, and then they realize, oh, you know what? I can't believe I listened to this person. I can't believe I took that person's words on board. And then you go back and you have it out with them, that person's like switching it up and saying, no, I didn't mean it that way. I just was saying.
Yeah.
So
it is not good.
It depends, isn't it, man? Like their silence, bro.
Yeah, I think
their reflection.
Well, I don't really know. I mean, there's another layer, right? Final layer of this comment.
I was going to say, no one tells a guy that. Oh, I hope they don't. You understand?
I'm sure it
before they get married.
I'm sure it happens, but I think it's way more common for it to happen to the daughter-in-law.
As in, I do think there is this thing, because it obviously the wedding, it is about two people, but it's something I don't think the groom always dreams about it, but because there's a special, like the dress that you bought and everything in it, and you have to fit into it, there's always that pressure that the bride puts on herself.
But the bride can put whatever pressure she wants on herself, right? That she's completely entitled to doing that.
It's the
fucking mother-in-law should not be. Her mother-in-law should only be worrying about one person's booty, and that's her own, bro.
No, she is though. She is, because she got a sari to fit into, bro.
She needs to allow the jambats, bro.
All right, go on.
Okay, so the final layer of this is the other daughter-in-law gets treated so kindly, and she's just perfect in their eyes. I mean, this is just playing them off one another, bruv. I'm sure if you got the other daughter-in-law, there'll be things that she would be saying. But it's divide and rule, man. Because then isn't that going to create friction between the both of them?
Yeah, and there's so many factors to take into play where we don't have those facts, right? So
we don't know. I mean, we've got to take this at face value, man. We don't really know what's
it just shouldn't happen. How do you just treat a human, normal human? Everyone gets treated the same. That's it.
Yeah.
But there's always favoritism. Not everywhere, but
I mean, favoritism happens within your own family as well, right?
Not even our family, man. The world, it just happens. At work, it just happened. There is favoritism. It is what it is. It's a natural thing. You gravitate towards someone you like more than someone else, isn't it?
Yeah. But it becomes, when it becomes spiteful, that's when it's messed up.
I mean, when it's plain to see that someone's being treated like a second-class citizen versus a first, that's when it, that you're like, oh, you know what? That can, your self-worth, your motivation, your energy, it all drains out of you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got nothing to give, because you're like, oh, I'm not valued here. Well, why am I bending over backwards? Or why am I trying to make an impression? Or why am I going the extra mile?
Go on.
Some daughter-in-laws still do it, man. They still they work past it.
They take it
and they carry on. They take it and they carry on.
I want to know, what the bubble chuck of her husband is doing while all this shit is going down, bro. Like, what is he doing when his mum is telling his fiance she needs to lose weight, or that she should not eat so that she can fit into a wedding dress? What is he doing when she's competing with his wife or fiance in the kitchen? And what is he doing when he sees differential treatment between the daughter-in-laws? Because I mean, guys are guys, right? Like, there are going to be some things that you're just blind to. You're just not going to see, unless it's like literally in your face. But there's so many things going on here that it would be very hard for someone to be like, oh no, that's just, I didn't realize that was happening. It sounds like there's no backbone, bruv. I have to say it. It sounds like there's no backbone from the partner, because she's being walked all over, bruv, from what I'm reading, which is really sad.
I mean, I think you got to have peripheral vision in it, and just like look at that person look at both people as humans rather than your mum and your wife, and see, like, okay, actually, because sometimes it could be happening right under your nose, and you don't even bat an eye, because that person has been the way they are all their life, and then you realize, actually, no, this isn't right until the dynamic has changed in your life, and do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, if there's no, I don't know what I got no words, man. If you're not backing it, and you're standing your ground and calling it for what it is, basically, at that point, whoever's in the wrong, then you're adding to the fire, and you're part of the problem rather than being part of the solution.
Exactly. So yeah, it wasn't really, this feedback that we got wasn't really even a question. It was just this paragraph. Someone just was like, oh yeah, I want to share this. So thank you for sharing it. It sounds like there's just a lot going on, a lot to deal with and process. So we hope that just hearing us talk through it, I mean, we gave some perspectives on it, but I don't know if we don't have any answers, do we? Here we just two Jords with microphones, bruv.
True. And also, sometimes my wife tells me not to give advice, so I'm not giving advice here.
No, we're not giving. This is entertainment purposes only.
But just hang in there.
Yeah, definitely hang in there. Should we switch it up?
Why are you gonna want to switch up? What are we switching up to? The next salad.
Okay. Mother-in-laws expecting daughter-in-laws to clean always when at the house, even if they don't live there.
There should be no expectation. There should be no expectation.
Why do you need to clean a house that you don't live in? Bruv, yeah. I love coming to your house, bruv, yeah, but I'm not going to start getting the Dyson out just for jokes, bruv, unless I've made a mess or you ask me to help you, bruv.
It's help. It's not expectation. Shouldn't expect, right? It's help. It's the person, and that's backdated, man.
Yeah, it's backdated, so backdated. It's like a piece of bread. Bruv.
How often doesn't my daughter-in-law go to their mother-in-law's house, yeah, and already on edge, and be like, oh, fuck's sake, you got to go in. When you go for dinner or something, it's not a case of that the mother-in-law and the father-in-law clean up. Well, it might be in some people's houses, yeah, but I know it ain't in most yet. And then the daughter-in-law ends up helping clean. Help is fine, isn't it? It is what it is, isn't it? It's just a courteous thing to do. Like when you come to my house, and I come to yours, these days we understand that everyone's got kids and stuff, so we help, innit? We just help, like get things cleaned up, and But I think in this situation, there's always that expectation of a traditional daughter-in-law, whatever that looks like in the mother-in-law's eyes, which is, oh, she should come and fucking clean, dust, yeah, them are my fucking feet.
I think the expectation is what the problem is, man.
It's expectation. And also, I bet you when the daughter-in-law is pulling up to the house, she probably doesn't. That's probably a negative thing as well. Like, who the hell on the weekend? Yeah, you want to go. You don't mind going to see your in-laws or whatever, yeah. But then you do mind when you have to clean. You have to start cleaning, bro, because of the expectation.
But I don't know what the specifics are with this one, because I think it's understandable if you're going to, like you're saying, if you're going to someone's house and you're having a meal, then everyone kind of cleans together, right? Or everyone helps out, everyone does their fair share, or plays their part in it. Or is this you're just going over there and then you're getting the marigolds on and you're in the bathroom scrubbing? That's a very different situation. So I don't know which it is. If it's the former one, I think the expectation shouldn't be there, but the courtesy should. If it's the latter one, fuck that, bro. No way. Why would you be doing it?
If you don't live there and you get marigolds on, I mean, if you're going to do that, that's because someone's not able to do it, and you're going there specifically for that to help out.
That's a different situation. But this says mother-in-laws expecting daughter-in-laws to clean.
No, man. And I think
always when they're at the house, even when they don't live there. What, like dusting the blinds? Nah, bruv.
That's not why someone's come into the house, that is. I think in the community, that is definitely, in our community, that's a thing. Especially if you live there as well. That is a thing.
Yeah. It's a Kamwari, bro. That's what we said in the last episode. That's what the perception is, and still is in some pockets today, but that's definitely what it was.
Do you think that mother-in-law gets on the phone as well and brags after, saying, "Oh, she's so good. Yeah, she comes and cleans and everything like that," just to rub it in someone's faces?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
If anything, she looks like a dumbass because she's basically like disrespecting her daughter-in-law in front of everyone else, and that's how you shows what kind of worth you have for people around you.
Yeah, man, it's not.
I don't think there should be any expectation. It's just help. It's just because that person wants to do it out of courtesy. Do you know what? Actually, when you have an expectation of someone, 9 times out of 10 they don't want to do it because you're expecting it from them. It's like transactional. But when there's someone who has no expectation of someone, like if someone's sick and someone's just coming to see you and they bring you lunch or something, you had no expectation for them to do that, but they did it anyway, and you're grateful, and one day you'll return that gratitude as well, right?
Yeah, for sure.
That's that, isn't it? But I think sometimes it's one of those things where, let's just put it this way: if an Indian person of our parents' age from back in the day, or from born in the 50s or whatever, someone asked them for, let's just say someone asked them for a lift, and they gave it, right? That goes on the board saying, Magan, I gave him a lift on the 20th of fucking September, and then when the shoe's on the foot and they ask Magan for a lift and he says, nah,
you'll call it out.
You'll call it out. They'll be like, I'm not talking to this guy anymore. They won't talk to this guy's off the phone book, and you know what I mean? Exactly. So
delisted.
I just feel if one day that person, the daughter-in-law goes into the house and doesn't clean because she's standing her ground, because she's done it the other 99 times she's done it, bro. That's all forgotten. It's the one time that she didn't do it, that she gets penalized for, and that's it. It's World War III, man.
Yeah, it is. I mean, in some ways, what you want to do is you want to nip it in the bud before it's getting to that point, isn't it? Like maybe you do it a few times and then you're like, nah, this is not going to fly. Because if you don't say anything, then it's just kind of like, okay, well, this is fine. So I think there's different layers there, right?
Yeah, true. Let's switch it up.
Okay.
Our mother-in-laws treated like mothers.
Oh God. Is this based on that comment that we
got? Roger's getting palpitations from this one comment that we got. Do you want to read it out?
Shall I read it out? Let me read it out. I'm not going to name them, but we have someone who's we have a Karen. What would an Indian Karen be? Kamla. Okay, our mother-in-laws treated like their own mothers. No, it works both ways. 2 women who love the same man, but the difference is a motherly love and a wife's love. 2 very different things. Understand that both kinds of love are very different. Once you understand that, you can both be friends rather than treat each other like mother and daughter, as that can never be. Your mother and your daughter cannot be replaced by anyone. It's a point of view. which is good. I think it's good to have people giving their 2 cents. But this was a side of the conversation that we weren't even like.
It's true. We didn't flip it, did we? And we were thinking with one side only. But is this one of those things where because we're batting for one side, we have to bat for the other? Because it's true. You can't. Bruv, when your wife says "mum" to your mum, there's a different ring to it.
Yeah,
there's a different ring to it.
The same ring that you have when you're referring to your in-laws as mum and dad.
Yeah, exactly. There's a different ring to it because it's not the same tone. It's not the same. But it doesn't mean that you're not close to them or you don't think they're of the same ilk as a parent or whatever. But there's certain things you're just not going to be comfortable with, sharing with your in-laws, your mom and dad who are your in-laws compared to, your mom and dad who have raised you at the end of the day.
Yeah,
it's
true.
It's a deep bond, isn't it? It runs deep, man. So I'm not trying to say that. That's why I don't think mother-in-laws will ever be treated like mothers unless there's a bond that is deep, man, that you've built. You fast-tracked a deeper bond, with someone. Because at the end of the day, our own parents piss us off. They annoy us, right? True. There are things, yeah.
And we talk about it on our pod, man.
Yeah, but we can tell them. Whereas if you go the other way and and the only way the deeper bond is built is with your in-laws is if you're spending a lot of time with them, a lot of time to the point where you are telling them that that's annoying me. If you're actually treating them exactly how your parents,
and you're telling them there's too much salt in that,
and they're exactly, and they're taking it with a pinch of salt.
Yeah, it's true.
It's what I can say to you. Yeah, I can't say to a friend that I've not known that long. It's not going to happen, man.
Yeah,
because I don't know. We always think, oh, we've probably made them feel bad now, and now now there's a situation. Now I need to go fix something.
Yeah.
Whereas if you tell someone, wholesome truths, who to a person you've known for, that you've built a deeper bond with, that's going to take a few days, but you're not going to lose that friendship or that bond. It just comes back, bounces back.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think that I don't mean to make this short, but I don't know what your view is on it. But yeah, your mother-in-law can never be your mother unless you have that.
I agree. I think it is. I think it's a different bond, but the respect should be there. And I think all of the things that we were talking about in the last episode was a function of the respect not coming from the mother-in-law to the daughter, and it probably happens the other way as well, right? There's probably situations where mother-in-law does everything that she can to make the daughter-in-law feel welcome and feel a part of the family, and the daughter-in-law just doesn't doesn't gel with her or whatever it is, and it's a constant clash. So I don't think we're at all saying that there's complete innocent party here. Could happen, right? Everything we're talking about is case by case. But yeah, I think that comment is a valid one, right? Like it's a different relationship. The son's relationship with the mother, and then the son's relationship with the wife. Two different types of low, bruv.
It's true. Sometimes I think, it's all for show as well. Sometimes when you're treating your daughter-in-law extra special in the light, in the public eye,
the cameras in it for the paps,
and then daughter-in-law's all confused, like what?
Yeah, it's true. That definitely happens.
Obviously, then there's phone calls going around with feedback and reviews, and it's saying,
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I hope Karen didn't get too offended. Sorry, Karen.
No, we shouldn't be calling her Karen. We should respect the feedback, bruv. She wasn't going at us, bro. It's like we haven't had like someone calling us pricks. I mean, that's going to come. I'm sure of it. But it was just another perspective. It was a different perspective to what we heard. Well, why laughing?
I like how when I say something controversial, you bring it back. We don't know trouble.
No, because you know what, right? Yeah, honestly, this is what I'm gonna break it down to. Yeah, when I first read that comment, I was like, "What the fuck? This is like, this person has missed the point that we're making." And then I sat with it, and then this was after I messaged you saying, "Bro, did you read this? What the fuck, man? What's going on?" And then after I sat with it, and then I was like, "Actually, you know what? It's a good point." And then obviously Gagan had a few words with me about like, there's nothing wrong with this person is saying. They're just giving you another perspective.
It's actually a perspective that I only thought about for the first time when you sent me the comment. To be fair,
yeah. So that's why she's not a Karen, man. She's a respected. I don't think she's listening to the podcast though, bruv. Why are you laughing so much? I don't think she's listening to the podcast. I think she's you know what? Because there's people that don't listen to the podcast. There's people that literally will watch the clips that we put out and respond to those, and then there's others, you know, our day ones, all you lovely listeners. Please continue doing what you're doing. Who listen and understand, you know, what is going on behind the scenes of all of those like little sound bites that we put out.
Bro, I called her Karen and you went on a 5-minute rant. I'm playing. It's valid. I'm sorry.
Yeah, take it back, bro.
I don't even know who I'm apologizing to, bro.
Yeah. I don't know where we are with that.
But yeah, no, fair play. Do you know what? In all seriousness, there is another, like you said, she's giving us another perspective, but I just don't see it happening. I just don't see how you can, you know. Do you know what? Actually, I'll tell you what. There are some instances out there, 100%, where someone will. There are daughter-in-laws out there who actually have that relationship with their in-laws, where it's like no difference to their mum and dad.
I have that in my family with my yeah, and it's only because the daughter, and this is old, like this is years ago, right? But it's only because the daughter came into the family when she was like really young. And I think they just kind of like mold, like she just saw the mother-in-law as a mother. So it does happen, but it's rare, bruv.
I'll tell you what, how it will happen. Yeah. If you spend, do you know, like when you get married, let's just say you get married in your mid-20s. Yeah. If you spend the same amount of time on the other side.
Yeah. The same number of years.
You're going to be set in your ways. It's a different. You've adapted to a new way of life, and that's your home now. And you know, do you understand what I mean? Isn't it?
Yeah.
Then you've just. So it's not impossible. I think also sometimes, you know what, people are trying to be too perfect, and they don't want to step. We spoke about this in the last one. You don't want to step on anyone's toes, and that in itself creates obstacles.
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
But
I think so too, bruv. I think that's us, bruv.
Yeah, man.
We've hit our mark. We didn't get to share our struggles, but that will come. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for the feedback. Like, you know, we can spend many episodes just kind of dissecting the comments and messages that you're sending us. So please keep it coming. Mick, do you have any shout outs?
No, I just want to say, just shout out to everyone, innit? I mean, we've hit 45 episodes, so shout out to everyone who's listening and commenting. Do you know what? It's like, we always say this, it's like rocket fuel, innit? Seeing everyone's comments, even if they are not saying negative, but if they are, you know, basically any kind of comment, you're taking the time to actually reach out, you know, and give us your views in any shape or form. It's not just the positive feedback, but also,
we want it all, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So just shout out to everyone who's listening, and thank you for your support in any capacity that you are supporting us in.
Everything begins with dialogue. We will see you next time. Same place, different time. No, same time. Share the struggle, find the funny, and see you later, people. Bye.
Peace.